Hello, my name is Jack Blade. Welcome back to my channel. We're playing Satisfactory today. We're in the Ultimate Let's Play series, and we're gonna build a steel factory today. And I'm really appreciative of everyone's support. You guys have been showing up in droves in the Discord. Subscriptions are going up quickly. I am so happy. I've been doing a sprint for the past couple of weeks. And I have I pushed hard enough that I got sick, so I need to chill with that. I am planning on doing more sprints, sprint being me uploading a video per day. And I am going to go back to that and have that as a standard later on. But for now I need to recover and I need to build up a backlog of footage and stuff. So we're focusing on this. We're gonna build a steel factory. It's gonna be over here in Bean Central, apparently. And as you can see, just across from our power like coal generator facility, and we are going to be bringing in, let's see, what do we need to bring in here? We need to get some of the steel pipes in from over there. We also need to get some wire, right? No wire, but we need to get concrete. And we need to get the steel ingots. We need 440 steel ingots, which is what we are producing over here. So we have the power. We just need the place to use it. So that's what we're gonna do here. And I have challenged myself, and I'm gonna build a little bit on the diagonal to challenge myself. And I'm also gonna do a different thing with the challenge here. I'm going to start by shaping the factory. And then I'm going to force myself to fit things. Now, a little bit of foreshadowing here. This factory uses way less machines than what I thought it would. Last time we built this one uses 76 machines. I think this factory is going to use like 7. So it's just a little tiny thing, but I still want to make it look good. I still want to make sure that it has some kind of footprint within the city. So let's see what we come up with in terms of shape. And here is what we got. I have a shape. So as you can see, I have added in, this is like a concrete box. If you look inside this concrete box, if I go over here, you can see that you can actually like enter it. There's no lighting or anything set up, so it's quite dark. I'm gonna do this so you guys can see. The YouTube compression always makes things darker. Like first, my recording software, like OBS, makes it a little bit darker, and then YouTube's compression makes it even darker. But yeah, and then I've tried to do this. I really like this part. Okay, so very much like that. The diagonals and like angles, I think, adds a lot of depth and character to the building. So I really want to lean into that. No pun intended. And yeah, so this is essentially it. Now, as I said, we don't have a lot of machines, so we might be able to build more than one factory this episode. We'll see. I will see what happens. Like first let's finish this. Let's see what time it is. Yeah, 7 machines. Woo! Okay, so these are making steel beams, and this is the molded beam alternate recipe. So it uses steel ingots and concrete to make what we need. I have underclocked this because these are part of future production lines. However, one of these machines will go straight into storage. And then later, like, it will go over to the recycling facility and be sunk. So we get awesome points and awesome coupons. And then we have the encased industrial beams. And I want to have, technically I want to summer sloop these later. At least for a little bit. But yeah, like, essentially, like, these are gonna be the build, like, super important because they're used for the Mark IV belt. The same way as steel beams are used to make the Mark III belts, you can see there. We want to have a ton of stored of these, so I might put in a second here that also will have a second uploader, so that I can like get these quickly. and have a ton of them stored because we're gonna need them. They also have smaller stack sizes, so steel beams have a stack size of 200. Encased industrial beams has a stack of 100, which means that even if I have the same amount of storage containers, I will have to have half the storage capacity. So we will need to make sure that we think about how we use them when we unlock the Mark IV belts later. But yeah, as you can see, everything is set up. We have the thing. And I have also, like, I'm looking at this and you can see, like, there's so much dead space above. I'm not sure I like that. I've been playing with some window patterns and stuff like that. I think we might need to do a opposite thing of the skyscraper from last episode and kind of, like, cut it. Like, just, like, lop it off and remove the top section and redo some parts to make sure that it, like, kind of fits with what we have in here, because it's not a lot. But I want to make sure that we move on with this, because I'm really happy with this, but I also want to keep on going. At the start of this episode, we have 9 facilities. 9 facilities to build in Clearhaven before we're done. Like 9 more, not 9 total, 9 more. And if I can get 2 of them done, that's 7. If I can even like get started on a 3rd, that's really, really good. Because I kind of want to get to like I love the city and I love it. Like I want to finish this and I want to get to trains. I want to play with trains and I want to start working on a little bit more like advanced stuff and really get onto like some cool buildings that I have planned. And I really can't do that until Clearhaven's done. So yeah, I'm pushing ahead, and I'm going to forego a little bit of detailing, and we'll just be doing that during the Sunday streams. Is what I'm thinking. So I'm just gonna go ahead and continue this. I'm basically on the point where we now need to pull in all the resources, right? So what we need is to get all the concrete over, and it's going to come from over here. Under the central processing, from over here all the way down this corridor and to the left, and we have the concrete coming in over here. Remember, we have this, the mineral processing is over here, and here's our concrete. So all of this is going over to be used in the steel factory. Because while there's just 7 machines there, they are resource hungry. If we look at the encased industrial beam, we're using this recipe. Each machine uses 20 per minute. I don't care about that part. It is the molded, let's see, steel beam. Steel beam, the molded steel beam needs 80 per minute, and there's 4 machines. So just that is 320. He's gonna be snacking on concrete like there's no tomorrow. So we need to get that over. On top of that, we also need to get the steel ingots in. That's the easy part. Like if we look up here, and you can see I've already prepped. So this is the steel. So I'm just going to be pulling that over and going in and then pulling that into the factory, no problem. The one that I'm worried about, like if you see here, it's kind of busy over here. It's kind of already like taken. So the one I'm a little bit worried about is the one over here, because we need to get this stuff, the steel beams or steel pipes that we're making over in this iron casting, ironically. Over here, we need to get that over to our factory. Oh, I landed there. I hurt myself. Now let's get going, because there's like I'm thinking the pipes I can just pull along here, pull down here and go over, and maybe make a like wall hole or something in here that might add some detail to this because it's gonna be a big flat section, like stuff that I'm gonna detail on stream. So on Sundays, after this episode drops, I stream. Last week I did not because I was sick, and I'm going to stream on, like, after this goes up. I'm still not 100% recovered, so it might get moved again, but then it gets moved to Monday. I'm going to stream. Feels weird not streaming with you guys. It's awesome hanging out with you guys in chat, and I have some of my great supporters that you can see in here. They come and say hello in chat and hang out, and I love it. As you can see, we have Big Mamba showed up for the Friday stream, and then Brandon Provasi, or Baby Jesus, is here. So I'm endorsed by a major religious mythological figure. And then we have Let's Build, Eric, and Carl. Carl, who gave me a planet, like Employee of the Planet mug as a birthday present. I met up with him and we had a chat and everything. Or rather, I talked his ears off. But either way, love you guys for all the support. And I would love to see you guys in stream. I would love to see you guys in Discord, where we now have over 300 members. And if you want to support, there's a link to Patreon and the YouTube membership in the description. And you can also get to the Discord. But otherwise, just remember to subscribe, like, watch the video, share it with friends if it's something you wonder. And if you have suggestions, ideas, or anything, I would love to hear it. I love feedback. I love the creative discourse between people. So as long as you are respectful and don't shit on people, go ahead. Come with your ideas, come with your feedback, suggestions. What do you like? What don't you like? I will listen. And I read every single comment. I respond to every single comment that I feel like I have a good response to. So yeah, let's get going, I think. We're going to plug in all the resources and start this up and actually have this producing, because that means that we can get going with another factory, finish this off visually, and then go going with another factory, because it's still pretty early in the week for me. So let's go. So we have things coming in, and steel is coming in easily, as I said. Concrete, I merged up because all of those lines only produce, like you saw, there was like, what was it? 6 lines of 60 per. So that's 180 times 2, that's 360 concrete being made, but I hadn't merged things up because I didn't know how I would split things, but now I do. So what we got now is over here, the concrete comes in like this, and then steel comes in over here. The steel goes straight in, and it's being merged up here as well to make sure that we have all the steel we might need. Then it comes in, and it's going to make all our steel beams, and the concrete is then being split up. There's a smart splitter here, and there's a smart splitter here. So, like, what happens is this is going to saturate, and then when that saturates, it's going to then send the remainder, and it's going to be merged up into a single line that goes in and gives these all the concrete they need. So we are going to be producing encased industrial beams for the first time in this world. That's a big thing. I put in some lighting here because it was very dark. I've also put in this. So that's the floor hole I was talking about before, or a wall hole. So if we go out and we look on the outside, we have pipe coming in like this. And remember, like, lore. We have lore in this world. Yeah. So basically, up here, people care about how things look, because as you can see, if you look at everything from this perspective, it's like, wow, this is clean, this is neat, everything is visually good. Like, this isn't finished yet. So same thing over there, that's not finished yet, right? But once it is, like, you can tell that, like, it's gonna look clean, it's gonna look neat, it's gonna look good. However, down here, where the peasants work, is where people don't really care. So because of that, they don't care. They're like, yeah, it works. I'm not gonna go further than that. Why would I? I'm getting paid by the hour and not for the like how pretty it looks kind of attitude. So it's a I don't care, which is a choice by me, is to make sure that I can do more logistics quicker, while still get to work on like very clean, very neat factories and stuff like that. So same thing with down here. It's like a piece of shit, but it works kind of attitude by the like engineers that builds all of this. So as you can see, like it's very messy, it's very whatever down here, but it looks very, very good up top because resources are flowing. That's like that's pretty much it. So yeah, now we only have one step left here, and it's to start our factory. So I'm gonna do that. Boom. Everything's flowing. I want to see my first ever. Oh yeah, I put in the second one here as well. I want to see my first ever encased industrial beams. Come on. Yeah. Look at this. Oh no, wait, they're going in here. Nice. I love that. I love that because it means we're already prepped for the Mark IV belts. That is perfect. Same thing, steel beams are coming in. These are gonna go on to be used in different production. So that's why I'm not doing anything with these guys, but we're also sending in here. So now we're getting 45 per minute, which is more than we got before from the setup we had over here. This setup gave us, if I remember correctly, like 30 per minute or 60. Oh, might have given us 60 per minute. But we don't need that much. Like, it was definitely overproduced. Because we only used it to build belts. This goes to 165 per minute. And it's like perfect. Because then 45 is what we can use to build our belts and stuff. And then the rest is history, as they say. But yeah, like, let's look at what's happening here. Why is there a Mark I belt? Why? There should be a Mark III belt. That's weird. Okay, there we go. Now it works. That was weird. I don't understand how I have gotten to... How have I accidentally gotten a Mark I belt? I'm not using any Mark I belts anywhere anymore. Because if I've eye-dropped this, I must have been over here. How do I eye-drop that? I was reacting to the Dragon Age Veilguard release reviews and stuff like that. Like watching like Luke Stevens going through it and that kind of stuff. A little bit of a controversial release. I don't care. I'm gonna play the game. I'm gonna play it on stream. I have Friday streams that are like random game streams. I'm going to play Dragon Age Veilguard. I've played Origins. I've played Dragon Age 2. I've played Inquisitions. I have thousands of hours in it. And I just love the lore. I don't care about the game mechanics. I don't care about that stuff. I just want more of the world. And I think that a lot of the questions we have been asked are probably going to be answered in one way or another by this game. Whether or not I like the answers, I don't care. I just want more of it. So yeah, and if you guys like that, join me on the Friday streams. It's going to... I don't know when I'm going to start playing it, but if you are in the Discord, you will hear about it before I start. So you know which streams you want to join. Now, let's go with this and... I lost myself there, I got kind of distracted. Yeah, I'm going to finish up the exterior and interior here and get lighting in and stuff like that. So let's just skip to that. Like I said, I'm probably going to chop the top here because it's a little bit too tall. I thought I would need more space. I do not. If you look at that, that looks really nice. I like it. It's like a lot more, how do you put this? Muted than the skyscraper, which I just like because of contrast. Same thing with like it being next to the power plant that has a little bit more height to it, a little bit more flare. This is a lot less of that, which I enjoy. Ow. So it's easy and clean in here, and I still need to put in lighting. I haven't done that yet, but I wanted to have a lot more natural light coming in. Like, as you might know, I'm playing the entire save with lumen on, which means that I need to actually think about the lighting. Not just here, I might also need to put in... I don't have a way to get down, and one of the rules that I have for myself playing this save is I need, like, every single part of the factories needs to be walkable. I need to be able to get to all of them. So over here, I need to have a way of getting up and down. So yeah, that's something that I need to keep in mind. But I am really happy. In this scene save, I haven't fixed that problem yet, but I do know I have further down the line. So let's see. I'm not gonna linger on this because now we have this. I'm just gonna fly around here so you guys can see what it looks like, and I hope you guys can take some inspiration from this. So again, did a little bit of a staggered thing here where I had an angle going up this direction, and then I changed the direction of the staggered section to go like that. Like, so it goes on first like this and then like this, to kind of like play with the angles and add a little bit of depth and mess with our eyes a little bit. And I added in some detail to get some kind of depth, break up. Like, it's still a big flat surface that I'm gonna detail on stream, but regardless, it is, I think, a really good start. And now we need to go with another factory, and I don't know exactly which one we should go with. I'll be back in a second when I've actually looked at my plannings and stuff like that, and yeah. Off the top of my head, I think it's going to be that one. It's going to be our Intermediaries manufactory, which is reinforced iron plates and modular frames, which we're going to make over there. Just wanted to show you guys before we get started that I got the lighting in, and also put in a stairway down, so you can get down here and check like stock and stuff. And then we are also heading up. On top of that, I've watched some of Nilau's videos on Satisfactory and his like mega buses and stuff. And it kind of gave me like some inspiration for an updated video on like smart factories and stuff. So that's also in production right now. Spent 6 hours prepping a like showcase factory to showcase a smart factory concept that is intended to help people who don't like to do the calculations and don't like to do the math, like how to play the game without counting and calculating your productions. That is essentially what the intent of that factory concept is. So if you're interested in that, make sure to subscribe and stuff. It's gonna come out next week. I hope, we'll see. And then we like, if you like that, let's yeah. I want to see your comments. I want to see your subscriptions. I want to see engagement, because that is how, like, I can't read your mind. If you like the video, I like, or like, not click like if you enjoy the video, I don't know that by just the number of likes. If I have 50,000 or number of likes, number of views, if I have 50,000 views on a video, but 0 likes, I will assume 50,000 people watched the video but did not like the video. So I need your guys' engagement to show me what you guys like and what you want to see more of, okay? Now, let's get on with that. I'm not necessarily going to show a lot of this, because it's not a lot to show. It's like, if you watch this series, we're in episode 10. If you watch this series, it's gonna be a lot of what we've already done 15 times. So I'm not gonna show a lot of it. I'm just going to show what I've done once I have done it, okay? So we need to first look at, like, what do we need here? We need modular frames and reinforced iron plates, and I know that the modular frames need reinforced iron plates to be built. However, we're using alternate recipes for both. So this one is going to be using stitched iron plates, which uses wire and iron plates. And this one will be using reinforced iron plates and steel pipes. Because this is steeled frames is the alternate recipe we're using for this. So if we bring up modular frames. Modular frames, there we go. We're gonna be using this for the modular frames. And we will be using this for our reinforced iron plates. So those are the recipes we're building with. We have a weird like number here, but I don't care. And well, let's see what it looks like once I have gotten going. Alright, so I've brought you in a lot later than I normally would have. For those who don't know, I have ADHD, and sometimes it really messes with me and my ability to sleep. So I basically could not sleep, went up and decided to see how far I could get. But at the same time, I also didn't want to disturb my brains. Like, it was getting some kind of peace, so I didn't want to disturb it. That's why we have pretty much built the entire factory with no cuts, no nothing. I haven't recorded any of it. And this is what we have. And as you might remember, if you watched the episode, like episode 9, you know that the export of products from there, from the skyscraper with the copper products, is by truck. So the wire is being brought in through here, through the truck stations. So if we then, you can see it coming in right now, comes in, does its offloading, and then it goes around here and back out again. Quite simple, and I've literally just like, instead of doing like clipping stuff with foundations, I just put up the inverted corner to get the diagonals in here. But if we look on the inside, bada boom, I have a buffer for wire, and as long as this one fills up faster than it empties, or like it's filling up, that means I know I get enough wire in, which means that I can take the same truck or a new truck from the same station and bring to a different place and still like feed that with wire. Because we need a lot of places need wire, a lot of things need wire that we haven't set up yet. But yeah, if we look in here, we're making all of our reinforced iron plates on this end, and we're making all of our modular frames over here. And I tried to play with the diagonal shape that I like planned initially. So it, aside from the truck station, it has the same like footprint that I originally wanted for it. And then I put in a lot more, like I wanted more natural light in here and give myself a little bit of headroom. It just shouldn't feel cramped, right? And then once again, I have forgotten to put in a like ladder, staircase, anything that would help me get down underneath. But if we go down and look at the logistics, I haven't even needed to open up the logistics floor. I will need to, because I'm going to need to like move reinforced iron plates and modular frames into different parts of the factory later. But if we look here, modular frames, okay, now you can see there. The planned like storage amount, the net amount of modular frames are only 2 machines. So that's 6 per minute. The modular frames are going in here. It's being stored in the depot. Same thing with this. There's only 2 machines of reinforced iron plates going in here to then be stored, which is still more than what we had before, because we only had 1 machine. Or I think 2 machines of modular frames, but they only made 4 with the base recipe. And then we had 1 machine of, I think, 5 reinforced iron plates per minute being saved. in the starter factory, and now it's 11 point. What would that be? 6 point. What is that? 5.625. That's 11.25 is made per minute that we store. And as you can see, it's a little bit messy. We're getting the pipes from here. Like, I fixed this part for here, right? And now I have a smart splitter here that overflows whatever needs to go in here so that it can be used in the production. And as you can see, that is no problem. The only other part that is like, hey, we need more of this is this part. And that will saturate over time. Specifically, because right now things are still like warming up a little bit. And yeah. Let me see. There is some. Oh yeah. That's the thing. Yeah, I remembered the mistake I'd made here. I hadn't connected this. I have fixed this in later saves, but I hadn't connected up this, so it wasn't getting fed properly. So I was like, why is none of the modular frames machines working at max capacity here? It should be a 100% efficiency thing. Oh, what's going on? Yeah, that's once again, as we have named a doggo after, to explain exactly, like, I will explain, like, I predicted this, like a month ago. Not that one, that's a supporter. There we go. Yeah, you see this? We have it in writing. Jack is a dum-dum. And when you were like working on things while your brain is doing like ADHD goblin brain thingies at like 3 a.m. and you're trying to build a factory that is this visually noisy, yeah, you're gonna miss details. Like, just guaranteed. But yeah, it's built, and I don't really know what to do. I want to do something with the floor here, or the logistics floor, where I incorporate this like nature over here. But I don't know what yet, so that's something that I'm going to go over in stream. And then for now, I'm going to, because I'm gonna have like a cleanup stream where the entire point is go around and like fix mistakes and that we find, and like do visual cleanup and fix visual detailing and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, reinforced iron plates, modular frames, check and check. And I've also put in some lighting and stuff like that. The reason for all of that is because I kind of, if I use Sky UI, and I go to when it's night, and I look at the lighting here, if I turn off my flashlight, and I also need to update this. So let's re-render the light. If we go far enough away and we don't look and then look back, you can see we can't see the light, it's not being rendered. But go back now, now it is. And because sometimes the lumen settings reset when you use console commands, because the settings aren't in the game yet. So if I go in here now, you can see that it's very, very strong light, but it's enough that it like reflects and spreads. So even if I have no flashlight on, I will be able to see what's going on. So yeah, I'm really in love with that. Now let's go back to about here. Boom. Now we have day again. But we have two factories done. We have the Intermediaries facility over here, and we have the steel casting over there. Both of them are up and running and functional. And that means that there's only one factory left to do before we can rip down the entire starter factory. And that is this. Mechanical engineering, where we will make rotors, stators, and motors. So this is where I want to like focus the rest of the time that I have to record this episode. So I kind of want to get into this part. Let's see what we can find out in terms of like how how have I made things difficult for myself over here. All right, so I've basically been like looking around, testing, putting out machines. I've made a couple of blueprints that are like clean templates for the machines, and the major issue that I'm finding when working over here is, one, I haven't accounted for using the 4-meter foundations when I'm placing down the blueprints, and I am having a hard time I'm trying to consider like where's the resources gonna come in from and all that kind of stuff. Oh yeah, I've already switched them out for one, so it's only the outer edge that is 4-meter foundations, the rest is 1-meter foundations. Because because I need more trucks need to be able to come in here, drop off what's it called? They need to be able to drop off wire and then be able to leave. Because if you look here, steel rotors is the alternate recipe that I'm using for the rotors, and it will need wire and it will need steel pipes. So I'm gonna need to bring in all the rest of the steel pipes that I have available over there. Oh, not all of it, but most of it. I still need, I think, 10 per minute. That needs to go for nobelisks later. But yeah, rotors need steel pipes and wire, a lot of wire. And then we have the stators that also need the same material. So if we look here, we're gonna be using the base recipe. We need to make 38 per minute of these. We make 50 rotors per minute. We're gonna need to make 38 stators per minute, because stators, rotors, like that kind of stuff, it's also used later for space elevator parts, not just for motors. The motors also, they use rotors and stators, so I don't need to bring anything in for the motors. They just need to be using what I'm already producing here. And I need to bring in 2 different materials. It's not going to be that much. I just need to think about the space for a truck to be able to come in, drop off, and leave again. And I'm thinking if I make it come in from over there, it drives over, does a turn in here, and then if I make a road out like here, right? Oh, that's one there. If I make a road here, maybe, then I can have the truck station come in like this, maybe? That could work. That could work, right? Because then it comes in, goes here, say, hey, here's all your wire, and then go yeet, and continue our way. And then I'm thinking of taking the steel pipes from over here and open a hole and bring them in, just like I've done with the concrete, and do like a crossover here, bring it in and run it in the ceiling over here, and then in here, and then I can bring it in here. But I also need to think about like different floor logistics. So I'm thinking of taking this out and switching to 1-meter foundations. Like this. Zoop. And then have the same thing for the floor up here. And kind of have like an open like wall here, where everything that needs to go to the stators and also the resources that need to get back out later. Like remember we have the recycling facility where all of the excess of all of the net production, as in the things that we store for the dimensional depot and for building and stuff like that, then the excess of that, all of that is going to be going onto 7 belts that then move to a recycling facility where it's all being sunk. So we have to think about actually bringing out all of the resources as well. And I'm gonna have to like, my mistake has been I haven't really thought about that when I've built all the factories and everything. So if we look over here, for example, like I am storing, I'm already sinking the concrete, excess concrete up here. But if we look at this, for example, there is, yeah, I have the storage here, right? But I have no, like the smart splitter is basically going like any, the storage is the overflow. But when this overflows, it's not supposed to stop. It's supposed to go into another smart splitter, essentially, that brings it to like the logistics stuff and then brings that to a recycling facility that I still haven't planned where to put. I am thinking perhaps of putting it either over here on this corner, just straight across from this, or because it's still a little bit like solitary over here, or I'm putting it over here. I don't know yet. We will see. I'm thinking of having my HQ coming up over, so like straight down this line. I have the HQ over here because I'm like HQ is not actually bringing in anything, but it is where the space elevator will be. It's where the hub will be. It's where like all of that kind of stuff will be, the MAM and everything. I kind of want to make a thing out of that. So I'm essentially looking at how can I make the logistics easier for myself. And I also think that by doing that, I kind of cripple myself. I basically go like, I want to do this right, I want to do this blah blah blah, so I stop and think, and I cripple myself from taking action, kind of thing. So I just look at, I stop and I look at, okay, how do I do this? And I sit there for 20 minutes and don't do anything. So I kind of need to be a little bit more lenient with myself there, I think. I'm learning a lot from building Clearhaven. So when we build a second city, we will see an entirely different like approach to the city building. That's I think that's good. I think that's cool because it means we can look at the progress throughout the save. But yeah, let's continue here. We've like, I'm probably gonna switch this around. I don't necessarily like how this is laid out. I need to also make sure that I have space for the stators. That's probably gonna be on the second floor, and then motors is also gonna be here on the second floor. So we will see. I'm gonna cut, and we will see what happens when I build a little bit more. It started out pretty well. It's not like I'm pretty happy with this. I'm not gonna say that it's like the best I have ever done, but if we see down here, now we have all of them rotors. There's 5 per, and then there's like 4 here, and 2 here, bringing it to a total of 10. And if I remember correctly, 2 machines, as in these 2. I put that down here, right? I fixed this already? Yes, exactly. 2 machines. I feel very dumb now, because that should be over here. Because those are the 2 solitary machines. I'm feeling very silly. I'm going to do this. And kind of, yeah, I have saves further into the future where this is still a thing, so I need to go there and fix things. But basically, 2 of these machines are going into storage, and then the rest is used for other production. So yeah, that's gonna be those. And then I did like I have this opened up over here. So the logistics floor down here, where we get the wire in and we're gonna get the steel pipes in, they are going to go in here, and then over here, boom, I'm gonna bring that up. So for the stators up here, we have these like are these 3 machines over here, and then you have 4 machines over here that are making stators. So each makes 5. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, that's 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. We need 38, so one of these is going to be overclocked. so that it gives us 38 total. And then these guys, we're only gonna make 10 motors per minute, and their only purpose in this city is to be stored and used in construction and stuff like that for when we unlock and go into phase 3. So basically the motors are only like used for that. It's not going to go into any new production. But one thing, like over here, I have one that is going to be stored, because people miss that part with the stators. They think like, yeah, that's not used for anything. It actually is. Stators are used to make batteries. And batteries might not be important right now, but when we're looking at like later in the game, with like nuclear power, with like rebuilding power setups, and especially when we start getting into using particle accelerators and stuff like that, batteries are a great way of stabilizing your power grid when you're using particle accelerators, converters, quantum encoders, and other like buildables like that. I think also the teleporter works like that. So when you have fluctuating power usage, to make sure that you don't drain your power production capacity, you use batteries. Because if you then need an extra, say, 100,000 megawatts right now, that's no problem if you have a big battery array. Like I have a little one over at the power facility over here. So the stators that I had, that I've found and that I've gotten from the doggos and stuff, I've used to build this. And as you can see, all of this is charged up. So what do we have charged? We have 3,000 megawatt hours. And if we look at how much power consumption and stuff we have, if we look here, we are currently using about 3,000, right? Which means that we will have about 1 hour of power if I turn off all of our power generation and only have battery plugged into our grid. They will be able to run everything for an hour. I'm happy with that. Like, I don't know about you guys, but that means I have an hour to fix whatever's happened. And that's, I would say, pretty generous. Later on, I will make like, I will literally have like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of batteries, because I essentially want to keep that 1 hour window no matter how much power we're using or producing. So I will match stator, like battery farms, with our power grid. So we're going to have a lot of that. So yeah, and then motors are going to be used for things like trains. My brain is freezing up. Trains, they're also going to be used for refineries. Motors are used to build refineries, which is like the next step of production building. So we have the constructor, assembler, then we're going to get refineries and manufacturers. So we really do need that. And so I'm looking forward to getting all of that set up. But now we have this. We don't have a lot more time to record, so I'm going to just spend the rest of the time cleaning up, because as you can see, we still have 4 things down here. We have the smart plating, we have the modular frames, we have rotors and smart or reinforced iron plates. But 2 of these we are not producing. So what I will do is clean up the storage part, because I want to clean up this part and over here, so that I can actually place in the full foundation of this building. So a lot of this is gonna go. The modular frame section is gonna go entirely. The rotors and smart plating is still being used to make, or reinforced iron plate is still being used to make smart plating, so I'm not gonna touch that yet. I mean, technically I could rip things down and just trust the storage that we do have, but I am paranoid and I don't want to take anything out in advance, so we're not going to touch that until everything is, like, we've automated everything in Clearhaven. But that thing over there that is going. That is a bunch of stored up steel beams, so that while I ripped down the steel beam production of steel, like beginner steel production over here, and built Clearhaven, I still had steel beams, so that's going. Yeah, that goes, and then that section over there, there's two constructors. I think it's those two constructors. They are going. So I'm gonna clean out, and it's gonna be a little bit less over here. I'm very much looking forward to getting this finished. And then this part is going to go into the lab over there. So we have plenty of stuff to do. But let's clean up. There we go. It's a lot cleaner now. Or like less built up. I think it's not clean until it's gone. But I have cleaned this out so we can place in these pillars. Right? So I can zoom, vertical. And get that foundation pillar in. And I can get this foundation pillar in. Very nice. And as you can see, a lot less here. Now we have our reinforced iron plates over here, our rotors over here. Both of them are used to make smart plating, so I'm not touching that until we have smart plating up and running, which is in this like interstellar manufactory, and which is the final like production building that we're building for Clearhaven. And then we just have the recycling facility, we have R&D, which admittedly does have like SAM processing, and then HQ, yeah, we have tactical as well, where we make a little bit of like weaponry and stuff like that, and our gas mask or like filters and stuff like that is going to be made there. So yeah, like we have some stuff to do, but we are very well on our way, and we're soon at a point where we're doing very little production building and a lot more of just like the functionality of the city, because this is going to be the capital city, right? Oh no, wait, I forgot one. We have computer engineering. We need to make AI limiters, which is also going to make quick wire AI limiters, stuff like that. We do have we have a little bit left, but generally we have done so much of the small nitty-gritty where you need a lot of machines, like the central processing, the copper, over there in the mineral processing, iron, that now we're just looking at smaller factories with like a very small amount of machines, like here. So they're gonna be pretty quick to build, I think. The biggest time sink in every factory is the visual, the detailing. So yeah, and I will try to put more of that time into the Sunday streams. But other than that, I think we're basically done here. I'm thinking. That's why it's so slow. No, but I think that's it. Yeah, so we will be moving into finishing Clearhaven, in which case we also gotta prepare for tier or phase 3, where we have tier 5 and 6. We're gonna get trains, we're gonna get oil processing, we're gonna get the jetpack finally, and all of that kind of stuff. And because we have spent so much time prepping and overproducing and storing up and all that kind of stuff, we're gonna just go straight in, unlock as much as we possibly can, and just immediately get going and build our second city. And I want to see your guesses in the comments for where we're building that. Other than that, I love you guys. Have a great one, everyone. And see you in episode 11. Have a great one. Bye!